Now the big question is to block or not to block.
Hello everybody.
We're back and we're crush side.
And we're excited and we're gonna
do it again.
I forgot about this. Oh, that was class.
Welcome back to Crush Side, where we're going to bring you a brand new hoof that you've never seen trimmed before.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. Let's do it.
Will we get it rolling and get chatting?
Yeah, we'll get it. Discussion going.
I really do poo at the wrong time with this. Whenever I lift up this hoof, my first thought is, where does this hole end? This one had a massive hole in it, and whenever I lifted it, I was like, there has to be something in here.
You probably weren't wrong. It's amazing. You'd nearly think something had been in it.
Let's get it washed off and see. So I'm up here beside the crush. The hose is 1 mile down there, but he appreciates me going to get it to wash off this hoof. Yeah, I know a lot of you comment about washing the hooves being so important beforehand, and I suppose it is visually, but it really probably makes no difference to the trim or the outcome of the trim, but it just, I suppose it looks better. I don't blame you for that, but
it probably enhances the quality of the trim for the viewer, but it's just, it does no major benefit to us and probably slows us down somewhat. Today this may feel like more of a walking YouTube channel. Come walk with Gareth. But I'll get this hosed off and you will see some hoof trimming, don't worry.
But for this one I walked about, I think it was a half a mile to get the hose.
Imagine walking half a mile with a dirty face.
So as a hoof trimmer, when I lift this, my first concern and thought is, where on earth does this deep hole end? I'm going to start this one off with the knife, as I a lot of the time do, just to see what we're dealing with.
Seems quite deep layer of hoof on it, doesn't it?
This is a sole fracture. Deep dark hole in this inner claw of this cow. She came in looking a little bit uncomfortable. I wouldn't say that she came in looking lame by any means, but and obviously most of these trims, most of the cows that are lame on back, when they're lame on back feet are claws, but really different because it was on the that sole fracture up at that inner claw. She had a little bit of discomfort. She was walking more in this claw and this one, kind of rocking on it a little bit, uncomfortable looking. This here's quite rugged looking up here as well. Some loose horn up by the heels. I think this is sound. I think this is questionable whether this is sound or not.
It must have been the way she's walking, because you can see that claw a little bit larger and longer.
What are you thinking about whenever you discover something like this?
Well, normally, what's your thoughts on blocking the outer claw? I'm not really overly, I can't actually remember whether I did block this or not, but we'll see it as it plays out. But
if you can get enough heel height, I think it's good to not block it. I think it's good sometimes to try and get enough height to try and not block it. It's a little scraper there.
I'm interrupting you, but another good thing about these live crush side settings is that you really do get, I don't know if you can see that on the, can you see it? This little scraper, it goes up and down the day, cleaning up all the cow poo, so the farmer doesn't have to.
Oh, Gareth, farmers will soon do nothing.
It'll not be long. That's what's happening in the background there, in case you're wondering. So, sorry Tom, what were you saying to me?
I can't remember now, I'm at that age. No, it's I would try not to, if I could help it, block the outer claw, but sometimes if you're just not, I tend to put on a wooden block that'll wear away. Yeah. Because it just does affect.
Just going to pressure test this here. Just feeling that a little bit, not too much. I've scooped out quite a bit of area here that was in contact with the ground. that it will no longer be. There's 100% sound on that. Now the big question is to block or not to block. Our thought this day.
Yeah. It's what's that discoloration down at the two toes?
Yeah, so that's just a lot of farmers even ask us sometimes when they're trimming, what is that mark at the bottom? As we know, the pigmentation, so it's a black and white cow. So the same way as her coat is, that carries through on her feet as well.
It is amazing because if you weren't aware of it, you could easily trim it down thinking it was something that's misleading.
Probably when I was learning to trim, or you were trying to teach me, I was more focused on that, whereas now you don't really even see it.
You mean you're still learning to trim, or when you learn to trim?
And then I finished it off myself.
I understand.
All you YouTube trained hoof trimmers, put in the comments right now, block or no block.
Well, I'm not a YouTube trained trimmer. I'm going to take a hunch and say you're going to block it.
That's only because you see me cleaning it. And for all of you hoof heads that guess block, give yourselves 10 TEC TV points right now. I don't know when you'll ever be able to redeem them or what they'll ever mean, but I'll leave that to Tom to come up with. But for now, let's get her blocked. So before I blocked it, I had about a 50-50 balance over both heels, which just wouldn't have been quite enough. I still think that probably, looking at it now, probably would have been okay without a block, because these cows eat all of the time. But I suppose you know what's going to heal when you put a block on it.
I think there's a wee bit of insurance cover maybe, just to be sure that it will heal.
It's like when you take the weight of a cow, she never gets that weight off her feet. And I've just let down that back right foot. Just let. And on the outer claw, this cow has another huge, deep hole that goes right the way under here.
But it's incredible, in that cow's two back feet are pretty similar with large fractures in them.
Here. At least I don't have to walk a mile for the hose. There it is from the last time. Which one's the inner and outer claw from this one, can you?
I can. I'm getting the gist of what the fella says.
Because sometimes you do get like a mirror image of the same thing in both back feet, but this one was slightly different because it was.
Imagine it's not, I suppose.
Yeah. And already we've changed the weight transfer on this trim just with those few strokes of the knife. She's got a nice little bit of heel here, which I don't want to take off.
She'll maybe have a bit more height difference on this one, has she? Maybe no black in your mouth. I can't remember.
How do you decide what you do when you first pick up hoof? You know, why did you not go for the grinder like you normally do?
I think I just wanted to check the significance of it, you know. Whereas normally you just lift it if there's nothing wrong with the hoof and you just wheel into it. Not wheel into it, but take into it with the grinder.
Whale into it. Now that's a Fermanagh word. It's gotta be. That means really go for it.
And with each swipe of the knife and every extra wee bit of hoof there is just increasing the height difference between that and inner claw, so it's really lifting her up of that black hole there that you can see.
Like, it is a transformation when you look at it there. You had a major hole there.
This cow's also a little bit split at the top, so I don't know whether this is linked. Some separation there which is clearly linked to this. It's also in this, it's kind of in the shape of a little love heart. Maybe she's trying to tell me something. Have you ever seen anything in a hoof that resembles anything else?
Not really, not that I can think of, or not that I can YouTube, but no, I can't think of anything, Gareth. I think it might be a cow's tooth and various objects like that, but generally speaking, it's nearly always a lesion of some sort or other.
And with all these trims, it's getting every bit of that loose and moved. That's going to make the cow make a full recovery. So Or if you let her down now, she'd be fine, but we want to get her completely healthy again. I sort of thought that this here detached hoof was linked with up here, but this here's all trimmed out from around the heel. Those loose horns, loose pieces of horn up there.
Well, I think it's the one area that hoof trimmers may overlook. It's just that loose horn, removing that loose horn, which just really sets the healing process in place.
Just checking out this here. I think this one might just go up to there, hopefully. Got the top of that. And then we look at this other heel, we've just got some loose horn up there as well. That's all fine, just checking that out.
Some relief to get off that. I always say it as often as I'm trimming, it's just when you watch a cow walking away, you just think it's... Sorry, Gareth, you're speaking here.
On the note of knives, I do have some new TEC TV knives on the way. They should be here in a few weeks. They do look really cool. Enough about that anyway. Should I block this or should I not? So I've got a nice bit of heel here. I think it's still maybe a wee bit too high. Looking at that from here, it doesn't need a block, but again, I can't remember. I don't think I did. Loads of clearance here, so I think I'll get away with just bandaging this one.
You're using iodine there, Gareth? You don't use iodine now, is there any just...
I broke my iodine bottle and I never got a new one, but I think the salicylic acid on its own does a good enough job. The iodine is visual, and I suppose it's been used as a disinfectant on wounds for years, but...
Yeah. It just, I never seen much of a benefit from it in terms of, unless you're going to maybe soak a dressing and keep it on it with a of iodine in it to keep it from drying out. But I think the salicylic is...
On its own, it seems to have pretty good results.
Then that's a different wrap you're using, that's the earlier wrap we would have used.
Yeah.
Certainly she's away off there in pretty high gear, so...
There's always another cow trying to get into the camera, steal the limelight from the one that we just trimmed, but we got to the bottom of those dark, deep holes. That's her fix. Hopefully she doesn't look back. Take care, folks. Thanks for watching. You've been watching TEC TV, and if you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button.
You said it all there.
So really, we said it all there, and thanks for watching again, and we'll see you all on the next one.
Thanks, folks.